Hello, everybody, and welcome in to our 35th session of Fallout Georgia. So I'm double checking. Yeah, we have the stream crew. Everybody's voices being recorded. We got everything in. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop open the game real quick. So let's go and do this. So let's do a short recap of everything that's happened since last session. When we last arrived in West Virginia, members of the party were scattered from the shot of an AA gun towards their vertibird, spread throughout the battlefields in Morgantown and respectively a little bit further east in the mountain area near the mire. In the forest leaving Morgantown were the West Coast Brotherhood of Steel, all the four members, and their individuals, and John, Elliot, Marcus, Adelaide, and Killbot. Naturally, John, with his luck, managed to narrowly escape a incredibly fatal situation just by plopping into a body of water and somehow taking next to no damage. Elliot was not as lucky, plopped into the same body of water, probably because John displaced most of the water right before her, and hit the bottom, taking a lot of damage. Adelaide narrowly survived, having been saved thanks to some kids, and Marcus only barely survived for the moment because he was dragged into a foxhole by Killbot. This did not last long for, however. They were basically captured on the battlefield. Most of them went willingly, even Marcus went willingly, into captivity under Adrian Forge, Knight Commander of the Brotherhood of Steel. Interestingly enough, the Brotherhood of Steel had no problem at the outset with Marcus. It wasn't until Killbot went off in an attempt to, in Killbot's malfunctioning reason to get them free, that Marcus, frustrated, let out a burst of radiation from one of his mutations as a glowing one. And that burst of radiation was just enough reason for Knight Commander Adrian Forge to consider executing Marcus, which is where we find ourselves today. You guys are in the makeshift improvised cell. The Brotherhood doesn't typically have to take prisoners, so they've essentially repurposed an old communications room that had a wall and a separated section, and I'm going to bring you there right now. All right. How's everybody doing today? They have not been taken yet. You were currently in the room. You have just shot Marcus dead.
Explosions or bullets or anything else flying around the base until we can find out what's going on here.
Yeah. So Adelaide, you're backed into the corner, and Elliot, you're currently facing down a man in full T60 power armor, save for, he actually has not revealed his face to you yet. He's still wearing, like, despite his token showing his face, he is still wearing his full armor, including his helmet, because of Adelaide for some reason. He is.
I did, when I originally started asking them questions, I did show my face, but
Yeah.
I was on the other side of the door.
So you find it's simply just the two girls left in this room. Killbot's remains are spread across the room. There are burn marks on Adelaide, burn marks on Elliot. There are burn marks on Elliot. Adelaide narrowly escaped the blast by hiding in the corner, just above like the little control access panel of this communications room. It's electronics, and Marcus is in the other corner, crumpled.
Well, I don't look too different.
Yeah. For the most part, you just Elliot, how are you taking things? Your friend is dead in the corner, and Adelaide is kind of freaking out.
I'm definitely kneeling over the body. If I'm not being restrained, I'm kneeling over the body of Marcus, and I am slipping his dog tags into my pocket.
As is reasonable,
By the
these
way,
dog tags have seen wear, and there are three of them. There are three sets of tags. Marcus has never needed to be collected from, and some of the tags get progressively older and more worn and more battle damaged. The oldest one you see reads something akin to 2265, the Gobi Desert campaign.
This means nothing to Elliot, but that it belonged to Marcus is part of the reason why she's taking it.
And I'm going to go ahead and add from his character sheet his plated gold watch to you, Elliot. And I'm going to add his NCR dog tags. It also seems like Marcus has his also German and German dog tags as well, and it seems there are other things on Marcus, things you never expected him to have. Adrian is just kind of watching you as you go through some things, like kind of calmly. Explain to me your headset, your mental space as you're kind of going through Marcus's things.
I think because Elliot kind of wears her heart on her sleeve a bit, that it's very clear she's in distress.
to be fair, probably we would have taken them to the medical center and then checked through his stuff before returning his belongings to them.
Okay, I
Um,
will. I will. If you guys don't mind, I will just go ahead and drag and drop all three of you. I'm gonna move everybody together into a. Well, not like that. I'm gonna move everybody into a little clump, and we're going to
yeah.
get everybody over towards the medical bay. So,
Because one, they're doing bad, and we want to keep them alive because we have questions. And two, I'm sure that the scribes probably want to go through his stuff before we hand it off to more or less random wastelanders. Um,
all
but
right.
Do we have no
anything that
party
isn't
AP?
like considered particularly dangerous from the scribes, we would let them take back. Um,
Mm, the important question: would Adrian consider a old world Bible a dangerous piece of
no,
information?
Yeah,
no.
I'm not even sure Adrian would know that that is. Which or if Adrian would perceive what Elliot has Elliot is looking or see if Adrian would even perceive what Elliot is going through or like how much of his stuff is going through. Elliot has Marcus in her arms. She sets him down, and the scribe turns on. What are you doing in my? Oh, Knight Commander. Yes, we've got some captives. I'm currently tending towards them, sir. Two individuals. I actually did want to speak to you about them whenever you're free.
Sure, but these ones are high value targets.
Oh, of course. Please, ladies, feel free to take seats on the two gurneys here. Well, watch your step. We've had some rather bad battle damage from a mine going off in this room. I don't know why the squire brought it in, but it's well, just avoid the hole.
I would explain that there is some risk of radiation exposure. So please make sure that you are wearing your proper protective equipment.
Oh, yes, sir. Of course. And he steps out to the back, past Marcus, heads out into the room for the cadavers and such, and grabs some of his equipment and comes back a little bit more
And then
sturdy for wear.
I'll indicate the medical beds to the two ladies, and we can place Marcus's body somewhere.
Is Alice and the other person in the bed awake?
Alice is still kind of out of it. Just give me 1 second, and I'll rope you in, Marcus. Don't worry. Adelaide, feel free to Elliot, feel free to take seats on your respective gurneys, whichever one you guys would like.
Oh wait, someone's in that one.
I don't have a map on my screen.
Oh, you don't have a map on your screen? I'm sorry.
I'm
Try and reload it, or reload the
reloading it brings me to Morgantown bunker, but the screen is black.
Okay, let me do something real quick.
Oh, zoom out. You might be in the. You might just the map part might just be zoomed in too far on the outside of your screen. Can you see it if you zoom out?
Zooming in or out doesn't do anything.
Let me switch scenes real quick, and maybe that'll do it for her. If not, she might have to close the browser and reopen it.
I don't know. I'll do that right now, just in case.
Okay. All right.
No, it didn't do anything.
Oh no. Let me see if I can force drag you to a different.
Yeah, you in the bottom with the players, you can right click the player name and then
pull
there
her
should
to
be
scene.
a user to scene. Yeah.
Is that working? Elliot, has that pulled you in? Or no, it's still not showing you pulled it. I wonder what's going on. This happened a little bit with me. Let me see if I can. Is it saying you're still loading, Elliot?
No, it's not. It's saying that I'm fully loaded.
Just on the wrong scene. Weird.
I will say that just before this game had the audacity to ask me if my potato was a potato or not.
Yeah, that's
Me too.
that was a module I picked up to help things run a little bit more smoothly if you're running on a lower end PC. Just in case, just in the worst case scenario.
Yeah, I used the same module.
Yeah, Elliot's not being pulled in. Let me switch to a third map, see if a third map will fix this real quick. No, she's stuck. It must be thinking that you're still processing that you're loading. So, sorry guys for the technical issues. Let me see what I can do.
I have another browser. I'll try it on that one.
Yeah, that helped me before. The other browser trick usually works.
Elliot is seizing.
Yeah. Her brain enters another space.
Yeah.
A middle space.
Should I be hearing a beeping sound?
Yes. These are ambient sounds on the map. You're hearing the sound of a medical equipment, John.
Or are you smelling like burnt toast?
Yeah. Elliot is back. She's here. Yay.
I made it.
I am just making sure I'm hearing noises I should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
Killbot, for today, I'm going to say you are going to take the role of the man in the leftmost bed. His name is Ranger Lyndon Broadside Gonzalez to be exact, but everyone just calls him Broadside. Marcus, It is the moment that the woman in blue hair steps up to the gurney, and the doctor begins to just kind of inspect everybody, that you begin to stir.
Cloud. Yeah. Reminder: Marcus is dead, so
Yeah,
it would
yeah.
be the new character Alice.
I got you. I got you. I'm just informing you before you switch over. Alice, you are stirring, and you've generally are coming to with the awareness that everything on the right side of your body, it feels absolutely awful. Like you feel like you have gone through hell. And it is at this moment that you recall that during the descent, it was Broadside who cut you free using his trusty combat knife, because you were stuck in the bench, the Belton bench of the plane as it was going down, the vertebrate as it was going down, and he had the quick foresight to essentially cut you out, pull you with him, and used his own body as impact cushioning for you as you both hit the ground. He has taken much more severe damage, and you see Broadside is personally dealing with everything from a concussion to some sort of heavy torso injury to it looks like his leg should not bend that way. And you are coming to, and you see a younger woman, must be 20 something, around your age, with blue hair and a wiry frame, sit up on the bed as Gideon steps by. He says, Commander, here, I'll give me 1 second. I'll take this body to the morgue. All right, we're just gonna set you down here, buddy. I'll put a lead lining sheet over you.
Hey, also, just real quick, one of your modules appears to be hiding our ability to change the volume.
Oh,
on our
okay.
end. Yeah, and if we could get that back, that would be appreciated.
Okay.
Because I like the ambient sounds, but they're coming through very loud, and I don't have a way to turn it down without just turning my total volume down.
Game settings, audio. There we go. Save. And if you guys refresh your browser, you should get the option back to
Thank you.
change your audio. Yeah, no problem. Does it bring it up?
Hold on, I'm refreshing. Yes, perfect. Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah,
So
because for some reason Foundry always defaults to like 63 for me,
yeah.
so it's like super loud.
So you notice that the let's default it to. You're right. You're right. About 45 is pretty good for everything. You notice that Gideon has a steady hand. Having been on the battlefield as long as you have, Gideon has seen several injuries and quickly attends to the women. It's at the moment that he turns around from Adelaide. He looks over and he says, "Oh, the soldier's up, Commander." And he says, "Excuse me, one lady, one second, madam." Civilian. He turns to Commander. Sir, I actually wanted to discuss these two with you. We found them in the wreckage of a vertibird crash. I believe that must have been from your AI tower. I don't believe these people are who they say to be.
I'll kind of. Is there a place we can step away where we can be in sight but speak? Yeah, over here, I think. So we can kind of be kind of out of earshot, but like keep an eye on everybody. Yeah, that's fine. And then I'll ask him to address his concerns. What do you mean you don't believe who they say they are?
Well, sir, I don't mean to be rude, sir. I know that this is my field and not yours, but you don't happen to know anything about the West Coast, do you? I don't know exactly where you hail from.
Let's see. We don't have anything like history in this. What would be a rule to see if I
An
know...
intelligence science check. Science is generally like knowledge, recalling. It's not just like computers and bits and bobs of tech. It's like recalling bits and pieces or info or exploration. With 2, you remember your basic codex compliant education. From however you ended up in the Brotherhood, you remember as you ascended ranks through codex, especially learning the phrases or particular words of note. You know that California is the birthplace amidst other more secure. Only certain clearance level can tell you like the origins of the Brotherhood, but the California is essentially the birthplace of the Brotherhood, and the Brotherhood spread out from that bunker in Mariposa.
In Mariposa, yeah.
He kind of gets that. He's, sir, these are supposed to be NCR soldiers, but they're on the opposite coast from where they should be, and that doesn't seem to make any sense, sir.
We did find them in the possession of vertibirds, so it's not entirely outside of the realm of possibility.
True, but if that is the case, sir, we've shot down completely unrelated individuals from combat. And actually, my growing issue, I still believe these people to be not issues because, and he pulls you aside, he looks to the left, looks to the right. We still have the Free States issue. Sir?
Well, keep them under observation, but so far, they don't appear to be associated with the Free States, but we will definitely...
It wouldn't be above... I mean, we all know those assholes do anything and everything to get into our systems. It wouldn't be out of call for them to make some random pull to dress as someone else. How they would know about the NCR is beyond me, but...
Well, you can call down a night or 2 for extra security if you're concerned, but until we have a genuine reason to suspect them, we will give them the benefit of the doubt.
Understood, Knight Commander. If you give me 1 second, if you wouldn't mind watching the civilians, I'll bring in some other knights.
Also, where are the rest of the medical scribes, or is it just this one guy?
He is the only one currently operating. The other ones all seem to be out on deploy with their specific units. He is the only one who's dedicated to your bunker.
So we have a doctor and no nurses.
You have a single doctor and no nurses, and he is managing all these patients. It's not the first time Scribe Gideon has had to learn to play ball with little equipment and very little time and several people. He is graying. The token is accurate. He has white hair for a relatively young man, but he is otherwise capable of handling the difficulty.
Okay. Well,
so he steps out.
In okay medicine, so I can hopefully make sure that they're receiving the treatment that they're supposed to be.
Yes, these are the individuals. This is, of course, as you know, sir, Knight Lieutenant Natalie, and Initiate Pez. These were the people I had on standby, sir.
All right, make sure they're fitted with PPE to protect against radiation exposure.
Of course, and they step out to get their equipment and come back, and Pez steps to the left of the door, and Knight Lieutenant Natalie steps to the right.
Yeah,
Commander, and they both salute.
But I know that Adelaide just like gives off radiation, and I'm like, that's bad news bears.
He in an attempt to be as good of a patient caregiver as he can, steps over. He grabs a light, holds her eye, and he holds your eye open, Alice, and begins to shine a very bright light. Are you capable of seeing this? Are you pupil is reacting?
Y- yes, yes, you're letting us. Let me get up from this bed.
No, you need to. You please. You're
What?
very rather injured, ma'am. Please stay still. You have a broken fibia and a broken arm as well.
Mm, broken leg and arm, that is not too serious of a injury.
Ever the consummate
And
soldier.
Tell that to anyone who's
she's
got a
going to
broken leg.
try to get it up
Initiate Pez, can
by
you
force if
please
she's bound.
can you please help me? And Initiate Pez will make a contested strength athletics roll against you. He is going to set the difficulty, Marcus, to attempt to hold you. And this is the difficulty you need to beat. 2 successes. So Initiate Pez holds you down. He says, Gideon, Commander, this is what I was worried about. Ma'am, please, if you can, please calm down. I know that you're distressed. I know. And Gideon's practice and training kind of comes back to him naturally. This is a battlefield. Plenty of people I've seen injured. I understand you're going to be a little bit alarmed. You are still intact. There has nothing been taken from you. You're fine. You're in an infirmary. We are caring for you.
Important question. Do you have a cigarette on you?
What?
In the infirmary?
That's a
Yes.
baller question. He's asking the
Look.
important questions.
Do you have a red cigarette or a cigarette to calm my nerves?
We don't. This is. He turns to the Knight Commander.
You can't go to the hospital.
Yeah, we don't allow chems in the Brotherhood, madam. Civilian, what is your name? He snaps, trying to like grab your attention and like possibly like test your awareness. Name? Can you remember your name, ma'am?
Alice, NTR soldier, NTR ranger recruit, enter Leon, NTR officer, Marcus Bright.
Oh, and
I'll
like
be right back. Give me like 2 seconds.
okay. That is unfortunate. Miss Alice, you're fine. Your companion took a brunt of the fall for you. It appears that he is also fine as well. Do not worry. I inspected him. Ranger Lyndon Broadside is just behind me. He is making a recovery. He's got a rather traumatic chest injury from absorbing the impact of both of your falls, but he will, for the most part, be okay. And it is at this point that Broadside, as you hear your name mentioned, you kind of come to in like a gruff kind of like, who the fuck woke me up situation.
Tell me that Marcus survived the fall.
Rat Dastard, you are Broadside for now. A Coca-Cola, Nuka-Cola enthusiast, a scout for the Ranger, NCR Rangers, and all around just generally kind of a gruff asshole of a Ranger. You've been working with Alice for some time now. You two have been partners on equipment. You scout for her and she shoots. Is Rat Dastard there? He might be muted. Let me double check. Hello? Hello?
He may have stepped away from the mic.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Anyways, Miss Alice, your equipment is in the other room. Don't
Okay.
worry. If you wouldn't mind, just 1 second, please stay still. Initiate Pez, hold her down. Make sure she doesn't squirm. Do not hurt her. If you do, it will be an demerit on your scroll. If you cause any harm to my patients, Pez, I will immediately mark it on your scroll. As for you,
instruct the patient that if they don't calm down and comply with orders, they will be restrained.
as for you two, he turns first to Adelaide. Are you injured anywhere? Is there any? Do you have any lasting injuries, Miss? Any kind of snaps to see if you have a reaction speed, Adelaide?
Adelaide, are you gonna restrain me now?
I don't generally, and he almost kind of like laughs and gives you kind of like a smirk, kind of a flirtatious smile. Adelaide, roll me a charisma speech check.
Right.
Just a base check. Roll just 2 die, and I'll roll to see if he is charmed by you.
Wait, doesn't he have a gas mask on?
He doesn't have the gas mask on. Or no, you're right. He does have the PPE. So he is noting.
Yeah.
He has the PPE because you already warned him. So in spite of your rather successful attempt to charm him, Adelaide, because he has the gear on him, he is noting some elements on his marker displays. He's interesting. There's a output here. That shouldn't be. Why is it giving off a beta wave? That's interesting. And he
Excuse
turns.
me, I'm a Sigma.
Yeah. That isn't even what. I'm glad you know Greek. Ma'am, you're fine. I believe.
Thank you. I know.
I believe you have some recovering injuries in your left arm, but you appear to be, for the most part, fine. Let me attend to your accomplice. And he turns around to the blue-haired individual. Ma'am, if you wouldn't mind, just give me 1 second. He begins to go over you. He's like looking for any injuries, and he's like being rather brusque and invasive. Elliot?
Hey, consent?
Ma'am, you are likely injured from the fall. I don't know if you know this, but the internal bleeding can be quite a killer. I'm checking to see if you have any internal damage. Please.
I have external damage.
My accomplice is a killer.
Yeah. Really? Well, and he attempts to do some manner of bedside manner, and where do you two hail from, if you don't mind me asking? As he begins to check over, oh, that is a rather large gash.
Your mom's house.
Heaven.
Great. We have 2 jokesters. At least your psychological profile is healthy after severe trauma. You have an incredible puncture wound, ma'am. Here on your lower abdomen, it looks like you got. And he pulls some debris out, cleans the wound. It hurts. It stings, Elliot. He cleans it with some sterilizing fluid. I think this is a tree branch. Did you fall on a tree?
I might have. I don't know. I blacked out.
Right. Do you remember anyone else in the crash with you, ma'am? Do you remember anything else? And he shines a light in your face and begins to snap to test your reaction speed.
Yeah, my guy was there.
Guy. What did he look like? What is his name? Can you remember?
His name is John.
John. Okay. Well.
I think his name is John.
You think, or do you know?
Well, he's kind of possessed by a demon, so.
Yeah, she's not actually
at this, you hear
she's good.
The click of his flashlight. He pockets it. Give me 1 second, ma'am. I'll be right back. Commander? Are these people all right?
He's gonna think you're crazy.
Everybody thinks I'm crazy.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, but we're in a med bay.
We still.
You might have to admit that I am
have
crazy.
more questions than answers, so.
I mean, the fun point.
We'll keep them under observation, and see if we can find out a little bit more about who they are and what's going on. I also would indicate one of the scribes to check the belongings of the ghoul, instructing them to leave anything that doesn't violate protocol, as the personal belongings will be returned to his comrades. Obviously, if there's anything that is considered to be, a danger.
Understood, Knight Commander. And like Natalie steps by you, steps around the hole in the floor, and she says, you can hear kind of a shout from the other room. Sir, he's got a Pip Boy on him. Nice. Commander, do you mind if I take this?
I might.
It is, yeah, it's not dangerous technology. It doesn't belong to us.
Well, Commander, he doesn't appear to have any laser weaponry, any gear that we would be, I mean, it's just a ghoul with some guns, sir. I mean, he's got.
Then everything he has belongs to his companions.
I will note, sir, he's got some contraband. I think this is a suicide pill, sir. This is also a this is putting off some notes on the Geiger counter that he has, sir. I can't tell if it's him or just background, but I'm pretty sure one of these soaps he has is radioactive. And then he goes through. She pockets something without you noticing, since you're in the other room. She pockets a pack of pre-war preserved cigarettes. And then goes through and she says, sir, I don't know what this is actually. And she comes back to you. She takes note as she goes through. Sir, these are. Sir. She grabs it. And she heads back in from her inspection. No notable dangerous technology, sir, and she steps over to the side of the room. So if you could just for a second. She like leans into a close whisper. Elliot, you're the only one who could hear this, and you don't even have to make a roll because of your situation, which he did not immediately take note of. Gideon did not immediately take note of. He was drawn to your more pressing injuries. Sir, this was a Dixielander. He had a Dixieland citizenship card. Like, this was, I think, a high-standing member in their society. Clearly, these people come from the engagement area further south.
Whole situation just gets more and more complicated.
She hands you essentially Marcus's black citizenship card, and a pair of goggles that you've never seen before. I'm not sure what this is, sir. This is some sort of strange eyewear technology. Maybe he was using it to scout out our location or something from the air. So from your science roll, you can make out that these don't have binoculars. These do not enhance vision in any way, not in any way that you would appear to be tactically useful. They seem to be more so to the effect of automated visual recognition software for some sort of scenario. Like they recognize numbers is what you see whenever you point the headset towards any marking or symbol in the room that has numbers on the wall. It like hones in on the numbers and begins counting them.
All right, I'll give them back and tell them to return it with his other belongings. How does it let me give it?
You just drag to her token.
Okay. There we go.
Yes. Well, in that case, sir, he's cleared. We probably have to incinerate the body, but I'll grab all the gear and we'll.
Separate the belongings and put them in some sort of carryable container so that his companions can recover his personal effects. Um, and then, yes, dispose of the body.
Of course, understood, sir.
We can't leave that just constant source of radiation in our base. So I'll come back to these other two, and I'll just hold up the Dixieland citizenship card and say, so you're from the Dixie Trade Authority.
Some of us are.
Why are you so obsessed with us? You trying to get to know us better?
Adelaide.
You can get to know me
Adrian,
better.
Adrian, if you have any questions, I can answer them. As long as you don't want to get any joke answers between those two chuckle fucks.
Excuse me.
Also, how do you know
Well,
my
at least I
name?
know how to have a good
How
time.
do you know my name? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Name, a name of overheard.
Gideon did call you by name, Knight Commander Adrian, just a second ago.
Oh, I had heard him refer to me as Forge, but I hadn't heard him use my given name. I feel like probably Adrian doesn't use his given name very often. But that's okay. That's not a big deal. So then he'll step over and he'll say, you and your companion appear to belong to the NCR, and you appear to be familiar with these
Right.
individuals. What is the NCR doing
Yeah.
in Dixieland?
We are here on a diplomatic mission. Requested aid, which is me and my companion there, to help Marcus out with the restoration of the Dixie government there. We were part of a envoy. And the reason we came up here was to try to settle a truce between the the Brotherhood and Dixie, so a form of a truce can end this conflict.
On whose
Wow,
behalf?
that one
On
seems
whose
like a
authority?
bird.
Uh, well, the provisional governor, he was with us in one of the vertebrates, assuming the West Coast Brotherhood personnel wasn't was in the other vertebrate and survived. They may or may not be with him somewhere.
You have West Coast Brotherhood with you?
Yes.
You do recall, Forge, that there were two vertebrates that you shot down. The other
Yes.
one went closer to the forest, where the ghoul you knew, the ghoul in the red suit, ran off in that direction.
The ghoul in the red suit. That sounds like the title of like a Robert E. Howard short story.
Yes, it is. That's amazing, isn't it?
Uh, well, that is certainly an interesting story. Of course, we'll have to verify that information. But
Adrian, uh, I don't
excuse me, that's
understand
Knight
what
Commander
going
Forge to you, ma'am.
Night Night Forge. I do not know if this will help collaborate our story, but does your suit have a intercommunication device, or your station have here a communication device to send out messages to other Brotherhood members of Steel wearing power suits to receive coded messages
That is
using
classified
code that the West
information.
Coast, well, just to if whether be classified or not, irrelevant to the point. I can give you a name of one of the West Coast paladins on the West Coast that you can try to send a message to that is coded that they may or may not receive.
Give me the name and the code, and I'll have someone
Okay,
investigate.
Alice would give the head paladin or leader of the Brotherhood company that was sent. So
He hands you the of a um of a senior paladin. She hands you information, which you immediately hand off to another scribe.
Yeah, I was to say I'd send it maybe either to a scribe or to the knight lieutenant here and have him to run this information down.
yeah,
Uh,
it would be Senior Paladin Marquez Velez, and then it would be under them would be Paladin Jonas
you're
from
reading the wrong
Warmias.
person. Johannes Ramius. Don't worry about it. So Johannes Ramius, she immediately receives the contact information, essentially the code and the signal current signal encryption code from Alice. Hands it off to you, sir. This seems to check out, sir. I'll need to check the wider scrolls. We don't have a lot of records on hand immediately. I'll have to contact Central Command, but possibly they'll have information on a individual from the West Coast bunker.
Understood.
Do you want me to send out the message immediately to this so-called paladin?
Yes, this is our top priority at the moment.
Okay, understood, sir. I'll radio back if back to you in your helmet if I get anything from Ramius, and she kind of like reads the name off. Related, sir. The head paladin, Veles, would like your information as soon as you debrief these individuals on and find out why they're here. He wants to be debriefed as soon as possible, sir.
Understood.
Nightforge. Any other questions you want to be answered?
Yes. Why does the Vault Dweller give off radiation?
That
I'm
is not
always
something-
radiating, darling.
That
She
is not
gives
something
off
you actually know,
radiation?
Alice. You have no idea why she does.
Knight, you know what Voltec is like. Voltec like to do strange experiments.
My understanding was that Vault Dwellers usually had the least amount of radiation.
Oh, when it comes to experiments done, not all Vault Dwellers have the same luck in that department.
And he'll kind of
Luckier
just
than you.
step over.
At
Is
this
that
point,
the case? Are you just unlucky?
Me, unlucky. I don't know. Should I try my luck?
Scribe Gideon kind of like, he turns to Elliot and will attempt to make a medicine check, focusing on your the abdomen. He's attempting to sew you up. He's delivered a local anesthetic for you, Elliot, to kind of reduce to numb you. He's going to attempt to make a simple medicine check for you,
Nice.
and he rolls a complication.
No.
So he doesn't roll your injury score anyways. So he will actually deal you. I'm gonna say 1 point of HP damage. He will recover at least one of your injuries, but not both.
I'm almost dead.
But wait, complications.
Actually,
aren't
I have
supposed to
1
deal damage,
HP
right?
left.
Are they? Well, again, I don't know about this system, but my understanding is that complications are meant to be like temporary impediments, but not actually injure players.
You are right. It's not actually supposed to be an injury. Let me look up a medicine complication. I need to look up a complication table.
It could just like mean that she has to spend more time healing.
Yeah. It will take him a little bit longer, probably another 3 hours. It finally dawns on you as he begins to like just do some like regular bedside discussion, like as he's sewing you up, and he slips his his hand is trembling, and he kind of fuck, and he cuts and pulls the thread out and begins to attempt to resuture you. It'll take you another good bit. I'm gonna say you guys are in here an hour before he manages to sew up Elliot's torso. And Elliot, I'm going to remove your injuries. They are treated. As Scribe Gideon essentially just trying to make small talk conversation with you, and at some point during the small talk conversation, he says, "Well, you know, it's do you know what date it is, ma'am?"
It's Friday.
Correct, November the 27th, 2289. Do you know what time it is?
I don't know.
It's rather early in the morning. No, I wish it was 10 o'clock. I wish my shift was over. And it is about 5 o'clock. He looks up to you and, what is this? And he peels back your hair, under which is covering much of your situation, Elliot. And he notices that her ears are incredibly pointed.
Yeah,
He-
so
he-
the other guy's like a demon and she's like a fairy. Just so you know, she's actually not that crazy. It's just a thing nowadays.
He begins to look over you, and like when he grabs the double, he would go to grab his flashlight, but instead kind of grabs your face, kind of steadies it. He says, "Apologies, ma'am." Holds open one of your eyes and looks closer in it, and he notices that it's not a regular rounded pupil. It's a slit, like a cat's eye or an eagle's eye. Interesting.
Is he like making facial expressions?
Yes, he's very much disturbed, and he kind of has a look of disgust on his face before he lets Elliot go, turns around, and turns to Adelaide, then turns back to the night commander. Sir, I think I've made
she's
a
a fairy.
preliminary evaluation, if you wouldn't mind.
Let's hear it.
These two are mutants.
Understood.
Really, sir? That I expected a bigger reaction.
Well, Jeffrey.
The amount of
Jeffrey
time
was
that
so
we have
awesome.
spent fighting these Dixieland psychos, frankly, I already had my suspicions that mutations may have been rampant. Unfortunately, at this point in time, Elder Maxon is on his way, and it's probably best to leave any judgments up to him.
Understood, sir. They are. It is the chain that binds. Command, after all. Well, I will continue my evaluation, and he steps over to Broadside. Sir, you there? And Rat Dastard, are you? Come in. Are you there?
I think he might be having trouble with his microphone. He told me he was trying to get it to work.
No worries. We'll do Alice then for a second. Ma'am, I'm going to just give me 1 second. I'm going to attempt to attempt to treat your injuries. He does manage to treat at least one of your injuries. What would you like me to recover, Alice? Your leg or your arm?
Leg.
Okay. He manages to bandage you up. He splints you. He reorients your leg and stabilizes it with a splint and kind of pops it back into place. It was kind of out of its rotation range. He pops it back into place, and squarely your leg is. It's better. It's seen better days, but it's better.
Besides for the fall, I had worse injuries for being in a bar fight.
There's no way. Are you sure?
Yes, when it came to base camp, off hours, you'd be surprised what soldiers get into once they have a bit too much alcohol when fisticuffs come
Well, you're a
out.
menace.
It sounds like the NCR isn't as disciplined as we've heard.
We are just soldiers being soldiers.
Not in my unit.
I'm gonna speak for
Uh,
Broadside
you
while
have
he
fire?
gets his mic set up for a second. Broadside kind of sits up and he says, "Damn it, Alice, you really need to stop going and exaggerating. You can hardly handle your. Well, fuck it. I can handle my liquor better than she can, and I'm gonna tell you this much. She's nowhere near as good as I am in fisticuffs, and if you come closer to either of us, I'm gonna make sure you get the notion."
Wow.
Someone have
Is he threatening to punch a dude in T60 power armor? Is that what
He's trying to bolster his confidence by threatening you. Yeah.
He's wildcatting.
someone have to punch other recruits to show who is better and stronger than them.
Damn.
Oh my god. Forge is like, what the hell is up with the NCR? This is not how you run an efficient and effective military. Um, Jesus Christ. You guys just punch your recruits in the face?
No, it just when they get to be personal fights that can't be solved through other means.
I don't know about you, Alice, but I'd punch a recruit in the face. Depends on how he's acting that day. Sometimes they're stupid. They need to learn a lesson. How do you get your recruits to fucking learn to mind their P's and Q's? And he looks to Forge.
Training and team exercises. We
Yeah.
operate as cogs in a greater machine.
Hazing
Everybody
functions as
has
a team
a
exercise.
place and importance in that machine.
Wait,
Yeah,
I agree with
Nightforge,
that.
you need to be punished.
wait, Nightforge. So you don't give your recruits pointless, boring task as a form of punishment?
Broadside kind of laughs. Nice one, Alice.
Oh, yeah. It served some time in the Las Vegas zone. One recruit messed up so bad that they had to guard a comp station that no one used for the rest of their 5 year shift, 5 years duties,
Oh
as a form
yeah.
of punishment for getting on the commander bad side.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Peabody. What was he, a sergeant now? But he was a private at the time. Fucking Peabody.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not saying that we don't discipline, we don't punish. I'm just saying that we don't punch recruits. Like, what the fuck?
How do you train?
Oh, we train like any formal army. It's just some individuals need some more extra convincing when it comes to disciplining them.
No, like how do they train if they don't punch their recruits? Like you must suck at fighting. Oh my
Wait,
God,
what?
I would totally take you.
We shot you down.
Oh.
That puts a sour look on Broadside's face, and he's looking around for something. Something on him. The scribe Gideon stops him before he can get any of his gear. He looks to Broadside and says, "None of your equipment is on you. We did that for a safety measure. I can tell you this much: I have seen a soldier to quickly grab their gear and do something ridiculous in one or two of my offices before I learned the lesson to not let anyone have their gear or equipment on them. I don't give a shit about that. I'm thirsty. Where's my goddamn Nuka-Cola?"
In the infirmary, you get water. Frankly, with the rampant lack of discipline, I'm amazed you guys even made it out from the West Coast.
You'd be surprised, but a little bit of lack of discipline and a little bit of ingenuity can manage you, Steel Boy. And it's again Broadside kind of popping off at the mouth.
Night Forge, you'd be surprised how competent people can be. if they are trusted enough to do what is asked of them with very little supervision.
Yeah, but see, by punching recruits and basically all the things you've described to me, you create a uh, atmosphere of animosity and resentment between enlisted personnel and officers. You need to bond with those individuals and instill and instruct loyalty, not rule them through fear. That's
Oh,
how the Brotherhood operates. We are all links in a greater chain. We are cogs that have our place in a greater machine, and all of us understand our place and purpose and respect the other moving parts of that machine.
Initiate
Knight,
Pez just kind of like nods, and Scribe Gideon, as he's continuing to treat Alice,
Knight,
he just kind of
both,
nods and agrees with you. Like,
All of us simultaneously just add Victorium salute, like in perfect synchronization.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Knight, I'm sure one of these days that you will probably have someone that's not going to easily bend to the will of the chain, and you need to be quite creative with them sometimes.
we don't have to be creative. We have a brig.
Like, or
Anyway, can I get up and get moving?
Well,
No, we
your arm
still have
is
to verify. Yeah, you're still injured. Two, you guys are still in custody. You're not just like free. It's like if you guys were in a police station, like the police are asking you questions, and you're like, "Well, I'm just gonna get up and leave now." And they're like, "No, you're not. Sit back down. We still have to verify the information that you gave us. You're not free to leave."
Uh, if you really want to have confirmation from me and my ranger companion there, you can try to directly communicate with the NCR communication station in Dixie if you want.
You do realize that we are in hostilities with the Dixie Trade Authority. We will not be sending them any transmissions revealing our exact locations to them. Uh, we will be following up on your claim that West Coast Brotherhood of Steel members are with you out here. And if that is verified, then we will proceed from there. But we will not be sending transmissions to the enemy. If you are, in fact, here to negotiate a truce with the Brotherhood of Steel on behalf of the Dixie Trade Authority, Elder Maxon and the Pridwin are on their way, and you can sit tight and plead your case to him.
Fine. This is too much bureaucracy for my liking.
at this when you mentioned pleading a case to Arthur Maxon, you hear Initiate Pez kind of like chuckle to himself.
Yeah, yeah.
This is as this amount of waiting time want to make me be drunk when having to handle with the NCR bureaucracy at times.
Same brother. Same brother.
Sir, I see no reason to hold on to the women. Well, give me 1 second, and like he takes another 30 minutes to attempt to treat Alice's other injury.
Except for the fact that one of them is producing radiation for an unknown reason.
I am simply radiating.
And it will take him a little bit more time to heal Alice, but he's going to turn to Broadside. He doesn't quite manage to reset her arm. Well, yes, sir. Of course, the purple-haired one, Adelaide. She, I believe.
It's thunder.
Well, why don't we just ask her, sir? I don't see that to be so difficult a problem, ma'am. Are you aware that you are putting off half-wave beta particles and something else into the air?
Um, like Are you saying you're trying to get a feel for me?
No, he snaps, ma'am. I don't. This is. What is wrong with you? No, woman. We are trying to tell you. You have some sort of. He checks. Oh, he looks you over, and checks to make sure that there isn't some sort of gear on you, causing this. Like, he looks over. He double checks and sees that you have maybe a Vault Tech canteen, maybe your backpack and different things that he sets to the side. Some seeds, casino tokens, which are strange. He kind of like interesting. He notes that there are a few potted plants, like a terrarium backpack that you have, but like he says,
That's not how you derobe a woman.
Jesus, woman, you are insatiable. No, ma'am, we are not. And he's getting kind of flustered. He says, he pulls at his scribe robe. You are. How do I put this delicately? You or plainly, actually, for you, you are likely irradiated and mutated, ma'am, and you are putting off some manner of particle into the air, parts per million.
Everyone mutates. It's a part of genetics.
In the wasteland, that usually happens at a pretty accelerated rate due to the, I don't know, background radiation.
Okay, so like I'm a vault dweller and I just like recently exposed myself. Of course, like we're all like having to deal with radiation. You just saw like our.
How long have you been out of your vault? What vault?
Does it matter?
Like, he suddenly becomes like keenly aware of what you just said, and as does Adrian. He says, "What vault do you come from? Where is your vault?"
I don't know where I am right now, so like I can't point.
Make me a charisma speak check to lie to him.
These walls are atrocious. Like, where are the windows?
You're trying to hit a 2.
Charisma speech?
Yes.
Let me try that again. 8 luck, right?
Yeah, luck, but the complication will stay. Yes.
Okay. Do I use 2 luck for 2 rerolls?
Yes, 2 lucks for 2 rerolls.
Alright. Sweet. Like, I don't know where I am right now, so like I can take you there, but like
it's clear you're.
I'd rather go to your room instead.
Can you just like
Wait.
roll her over? Doesn't she have a vault number on her back?
Yeah, like that will, I will take that as a complication that he accepts that you are likely confused, and he just picks you up by the arm and like kind of roughly, Adelaide just rolls you to the side and looks at the number and he says, "Sir, it's 121," and lets you go.
He doesn't need to do that. I literally have a patch on my right front.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about
I'm
that.
the dumbass. What are you doing?
Sir, it's 121. I have no idea where that is. I don't think we have that in any of the local databases.
A weird way to flip me over.
Woman, would you stop? Like, and he turns to Elliot. Is she always like this?
I mean,
Aren't I?
I'm trying to think. No, not really. Right?
I mean, it worked on you. Although I wasn't trying on you.
Yeah, what does he mean by like this? Like
I
what?
don't know.
Alive?
Yeah, like radiating. I mean, he did call me radiating a couple of times.
I think he very, very above table. I think he very much is like, is she always this difficult to talk to? Like,
I
what is
think I'm being pretty easy.
He
Too
steps
easy.
back, steps over to a clear textbook case of defiance from all of them, sir, which is to be expected from a group that we are currently at conflict with, if they are likely from the south. These women, I doubt that they're combatants. The blue one seems to be decently in combat shape. Likely some physical engagements, but the one on the right, I doubt she's seen a day of combat, sir. Especially being a vault dweller. But my best evaluation is that we're not going to get anything out of them in the near future.
Adrian just sighs and almost imperceivably mutters the word Southerners.
Elliot, aren't they the ones who shot us out of the sky and he's calling us combatant?
I think that is pretty rich coming from them, but to be honest,
I mean,
We
vertebrates
didn't.
are military vehicles. Like,
Yeah.
We did enter their space, and if I had to guess, they their superiors probably gave them a shoot
Ooh,
anything
nice.
anything that entered their airspace. If I had to guess these circumstances we get we got ourselves into.
Ugh, but they're like calling us like
Mm.
combatant and like I'm just laying here. I'm laying here, okay? I am
Adeline, why don't you relax and just wait until further communications come to clear any miscommunications that have happened.
Yeah,
I'm going
sure.
to say this in
Broadside speaks up. Yeah, sure, Alice. Why don't you just defend the guys who shot us out of the air? That sounds fucking wonderful. What are you doing? And
Eh,
the Gideon says, "I'm treating your head wound, sir. You have a you're bleeding, and I'm trying to check if you have a concussion. I'm fucking fine, Poindexter. I have I have injuries. I fell out of the air. You wonder why that happened." Right. Well, you saw the chest wound, likely a floating rib. Your leg is in no condition to walk. Feel free to explore the local area, which is this brig, or possibly, if Knight Commander is feeling generous, the residential area, our dormitory. Except
absolutely not.
I have the feeling that he is not. You guys will be confined to this area for the foreseeable future, and I will be dealing with you. Initiate Pez, please watch over the man and make sure he does not cause any issues for me.
I will remind them again to behave, or we will have no choice but to restrain them.
again, combative much.
okay, Metal Daddy.
Yeah, Elliot.
Are you calling a guy that's in a literal walking tank combative?
Sir, I have information regarding your last request.
Let's step into the hall.
Adeline, what do you think your chances are of trying to it, it, trying to get to know Night Forge better?
What do I care? I'm gonna shoot my shot either way. It's not like I'm gonna shoot myself. Like, bullets go that way. The bullets are my words, by the way.
What is wrong with you people? As the scene cuts away from Elliot and the scribe Gideon to scribe Selena. Sir, as you understand, the Order of the Sword, my branch has sent off communications. I attempted to interface with so-called Paladin Ramius's equipment, his intercom equipment, but it doesn't appear that he's still either interacting on this frequency or if this encryption code is recent, or I don't know, sir. Maybe I'm just spitballing here, but if he crash landed, some of his equipment may be damaged. The encryption code may no longer be valid, and the checksum might be missing or something in his suit. But
Or they could have lied in the first place.
or yes, sir, they could have given us faulty intel. However,
we have a few initiates in the field that were tracking survivors from the second vertibird. See if you can follow up with them and see if they have any intel to report.
you sent Initiate Varnoff to track the. Oh, well, yes, sir. Let me see if I can get his com to. By the way, sir, back in the main room, back in the war room, the head paladin Velas wants to speak to you. If you feel ready, sir.
Sure. And I'll just make sure that these doors are locked in case they somehow overpower.
Yeah. They lock the brig. And you find yourself in well, give me 1 second. I'm trying to get the audio to play.
This is the way.
All right.
Also, if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, since I should know the layout of this base.
Okay, yeah.
If you go to the walls tab, you can delete all the walls. It will let me see everything, and then you can Control Z and put all the walls back. And that should clear the fog of war, but then also bring the walls back so that it...
Okay, so
restrict.
delete all the walls and then return them?
Delete all the walls. And then I'll have the token selected, which should allow me to see everything.
Okay,
And that should clear the fog of war, and then you can Control Z the walls back. Perfect.
There we go.
Thank you.
No problem.
That way I can just see the layout of the base.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. And nope, that is not supposed to be there. There we go. You stand by the handprint scanner. You are waiting Scribe Selena to basically clear you for authorization to communicate with head Paladin Velez.
Okay.
Why is it doing that? It's only listening if it's invisible. That's ridiculous. I have a solution for this real quick. And I do not have a solution for this. Sorry, audio technical issues. I'm trying to get the audio from the game to actually be playing when you guys are in the room, but of course the token that's supposed to be the observer is not picking up the audio, which is like an fucking course situation for me.
Rather than trying to use like invisibility as a condition, you could just edit the token's opacity to like 0, and it would be in effect
Oh yeah,
invisible.
you're right. You're right. Let's just delete all its bars and
Yeah.
get rid of its image.
Yeah, you can just set. Well, getting rid of the image just defaults it. You'll have to set the opacity down to nothing.
Yeah, you're right. There we go.
Perfect.
All right. Anyways,
Not like I've done this before or anything.
yeah. So, she scans her hand, and immediately a symbol on the BOS computer, the Brotherhood OS, appears. It clears. You hear a ding. Authorization required. Vocal authorization. Awaiting Knight Commander Forge's voice.
Well, this is some sophisticated tech that I didn't realize we had. So I'll remove my helmet, of course, and then give the computer my authorization code.
Is this thing on? Forge, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Please tell me you have something. Two birds entering our airspace just like a couple days before Forge, or just because before Maxon gets back is not a good look. Please tell me you have something.
I think it's a fantastic look. I think it means that our anti-air defenses are working. But we do have a somewhat complicated situation. We have members of the Dixie Trade Authority in the company of rangers from the NCR and claim that there are members of the West Coast Brotherhood with them and that they have come to the war zone in an effort to try to negotiate a ceasefire. These claims have not, at the moment, been verified. However, they do bear documentation, citizenship cards, and dog tags from those respective organizations. I've got initiates in the field trying to run down the possibility of West Coast Brotherhood being in the area, but at the moment that is inconclusive.
If the scout loses contact, you need his immediate last location and to send some more units out that way. Forge, we can't lose if there are West Coast Brotherhood people and this is a legitimate attempt at a ceasefire. We need that information immediately, and we need to make sure nothing happens to them, especially not Free State's assets.
Understood, sir.
Well, you hear him kind of tap his fingers on whatever surface the mic is near on his end. He's still clearly in his suit. Well, tell me, did you get anything from the ones who crash landed in your area? Where are they from in Dixie?
Still trying to determine. We do have a citizenship ID card from one deceased member of the company. Does the citizenship ID card have where he's from?
It reads that he is, his name is Marcus Bright. He is a dual citizenship of the NCR. It does read that particularly in big brand letters. He is a dual citizenship, awarded dual citizenship status of the NCR and Solstice City, the capital of Dixieland.
Okay, I would relay that information to the Paladin.
George is a pretty far distance. The capital. Oh god, and you said he's dead. Codex,
Yes,
damn
sir,
it.
he was a ghoul that a glowing ghoul that released a radiation pulse inside the base there, for the safety of my own men, was nothing else we could do. I'm sure Elder Maxon would agree with that decision.
Whether Elder Maxon will agree, you are currently under my command, Forge, and for the sake, I don't know what Max's plans are. I don't particularly know, and he hesitates for a moment, reconsiders his words, and to be honest, Forge, we operate with the clarity that the Codex gives us and what knowledge we have, and in the moment, tactically. We are not trying to engage these people any longer than we have, and I will be the first to let you know and remind you I've been here for the fucking most of it, 25 years. So when I tell you if we can get this thing to end, I want you to work with me. That being said, fine, the ghoul is dead. Try and keep the others alive, and if you can convert these assets at all, that would be rather useful. Work on the NCR agents first. Forge, you are one of the best men I have, so I'm not going to talk to you like you don't know what you're doing, but start with sweets first, and if that doesn't work, he takes a long sigh. If that
There is
doesn't,
another complication. One of the detainees is a vault dweller from a vault. What was it? 121.
yeah,
From Vault 121, and is emitting strange radiation that may or may not be affecting personnel. We don't appear to have any information on Vault 21, and if any of the scribes at headquarters have any intel that they can share, that would be most appreciated.
the drumming of his fingers on the table heard to the mic stop immediately when you mentioned the vault. He asked you to re-clarify the number for him.
It is Vault 121, sir.
You hear his mic click as he like puts it on hold for a second, and he likely goes away to step towards one of the scribes. It is an uncomfortable silence. Vela's scribe Selena is like there beside you. She's keeping her hand on the hand scanner the entire time for this conversation, is awkwardly just present for this entire conversation.
Well, there is a phrase in the military: "Hurry up and wait." So I'm sure we're used to sitting around waiting for.
Yeah, there's a little bit of dead air, and she turns to you, begins to say something before she shuts up immediately again as the mic clicks back on. For a third time, and I'm not going to say this to annoy you, can you please confirm, Forge? It was 121.
Yes. Vault 121. She's wearing a vault suit.
Codex be damned. What the fuck is happening? OPSEC says I can't tell you what that vault is, Forge. But she is an important asset. You cannot let her die. You can't. Please, for the love of everything sacred to us, try and convert these assets. Try and get whatever you can out of her if she's compliant. If she's not, and he sighs, she has important intel that we need, like vital intel. Forge. And you can see him, like, you can almost hear him gritting his teeth through the mic. Start with niceties as much as is possible. Give them a reasonable run of the base. Make them feel welcome, Forge. But
Sir, she's once again, she is emitting radiation with an unknown effect on personnel.
then have everyone suit up in PPE. Consider it consider it a current occupational hazard, Forge. Keep the children away from her. The gear won't fit them, but Forge, I'm trying to win it with niceties here, but you're putting me in a situation where I'm going to have to tell you, if this doesn't work, you are cleared for electroshock conversion.
Understood, sir.
She has vital intel, even if she doesn't think she does. That is all I am allowed to tell you. Things may change when Maxon gets here.
If headquarters has any medical bots, we could probably use them. Our medical staff seems to be understaffed. And they could assist in alternative methods of persuasion should it come to that.
We'll maybe I'll send a nurse handy and an auto doc. We're working on a paper thin stretched budget as it is, Forge, but I'll send a quadcopter, one of the repurposed government units. You should have a delivery within 48 hours. Was there anything else of note? Anything you haven't you're leaving out, Forge?
I don't think. Is there anything that I didn't tell him?
It's up to you. I don't think so. You may have not mentioned that you have one. You have one captive that kind of left.
Oh yeah, but I've got. I think I mentioned to that in the last call that I've got people out looking for him in the second vertibird. So they just haven't gotten me information yet. So that's still an active mission objective.
Well, as you know, the other, again, as Maxon instructed us, I don't know why I'm saying this, but again, you don't have clearance for anything except your local situation, Forge. Try and the scribes do want you to see if you can inspect the ruins of the old university as soon as you can get around to it. Be careful. It is closer to the Monongahela River. And as you know, the enemy encampment is across the way at the airport. Like I said, try and win them over as much as you can, Forge. I'm not asking you to kiss any asses, but make them feel safe enough to slip up. And if that doesn't work, we are 3 operating days away from Maxon being here, so you're cleared for electroshock. As much as I hate to say it.
Understood.
I have other campaigns to attend to. There are things. Ad Victorium, brother.
Perfect. Ad Victorium, sir. And I'll look at the scribe to disconnect the call.
Over and out, sir. And scribe releases her hand, and the call ceases.
And then I'll, I guess, order base-wide PPE, because the paladin seems less concerned with operational security than the potential for diplomacy with people we haven't verified yet. So I'll just be like, okay, this war is certainly getting to him, and I will go through the base intercom and order PPE for all assets that are available, and confinement to quarters for individuals who...
For the squires, yeah.
Yeah. Which means that the dormitories would also be off limits to the, or at the very least Adelaide, as we cannot risk her irradiating our children. Let alone the way she talks to people.
As we are going to cut back to.
Oh, I'm locked out of my own med bay.
I think you can tap on the door or right click or something.
Yeah, but the door
like-
was locked.
Commander, I've managed to bandage up the, I managed to reset his floating rib. Yay me. Admittedly, it took me some time, but he is cleared to go. Probably needs a splint for his foot. He is eager to be out of this position. Sir, again, I recommend bed rest for everyone, but if it's not like anyone ever listens to that, but you have my recommendation, sir.
Can I take my bed rest outside?
That will be up to the knight commander, and likely not. And he kind of shrugs and laughs. But knight commander,
I have been cleared to give you provisional access to the base, but you are not at the moment authorized to leave the facility.
Do you guys have a window
So-
or balcony?
There are,
this
it's
is
an underground bunker.
it is an
There's no-
underground bunker repurposed from a subway station.
Night Forge, with your permission, can I give my dead compatriot Marcus his last last right?
Of course.
Awesome.
Awesome! Yay!
I'll make sure that one of the knights or scribes or something, just keeps an eye on everybody.
Knight
Yeah,
Lieutenant Natalie, you're second in command here. Just kind of like watches over them. She will watch over the rest of the people.
I meant when people are leaving rooms, they need to be escorted.
Yes, sir. And she kind of steps away.
No one in this
Uh,
room, for any reason at any point, leaves the sight of a Brotherhood of Steel person.
oh, all right.
I mean, she doesn't have to be like right next to you, but she does have to keep you in her sight. We just
Yeah,
need to make
Alice.
sure that these random wastelanders we brought in aren't like defiling corpses and stuff.
Yeah.
Alice would get the Bible out and read section of the Old Testament for for what would be his eventual body cremation and potential future burial in the future. Just to make sure there are no spirits going to be haunting the party.
I'm gonna say you flip open to a
If any of the rest of the detainees are interested in partaking in this makeshift service, they will be allowed to do so.
Elliot, Adelaide. That is your buddy. As much as he was a goofball, he is your old buddy. So you're cleared to
Night,
ambulate.
Night, this is important, and if you don't really have, then it's not a big issue. Do you have any alcohol?
We don't. And she kind of. I mean, he might have something on him. You're free to use whatever he has, but we don't clear chem use on this base, or any Brotherhood base for that matter.
Not a 10.
I think on some of the bases that they do drink alcohol, but certainly not in an infirmary, and certainly not for people that are prisoners, or I'm sorry, not prisoners, detainees.
And night forge. This is for a funeral purposes.
He does have on his effects some whiskey, basically razor grain alcohol.
Okay, that will do. If anyone wants to attend a brief funeral service before the body will be eventually be cremated, you're welcome to join.
I
Yeah,
will
we gotta have some
allow
spirits for our
for
spirits.
like a minimal of Forge would essentially allow everybody like a shot of the whiskey, but like we're not downing any bottles in in the
No,
medical pit.
Yeah. Broadside will kind of step alongside Elliot. So he kind of leans over. You know the ghoul for a long time?
I knew him of a short time. I heard of him being a legend during my recruitment for being a found one of the earliest supporters of the NCO during when it was founded in 21 in the earliest days, 2160, something like that.
Yeah, I hear he's part of the reason we actually won the first Battle of Hoover Dam, but I heard he retired after that. I don't know why.
If I had to guess, he probably retired due to PTSD and having enough traumatic events. You know how soldiers can break out at a certain point.
Yeah,
Seen
right.
enough.
PTSD, and he just kind of gives like a stilted laugh towards Alice.
Eh,
He leans
this
over to Elliot and
this
says, "So what did you know about the guy?"
He was a horn dog.
Yeah.
He tried to
Yeah,
get
he
with my
was.
mom several times.
Yeah, it was weird.
Did she look nice?
Don't ask me that.
Sorry.
Yeah, like
I
what's
mean,
wrong with you?
maybe
uh,
it made sense.
uh,
I don't
She's so
know.
out of
uh,
your
uh,
league.
Like, come on, man.
broadside,
It's your mom.
I saw her mother, and she was attractive for
Okay,
a
okay, Alice. Okay,
woman
Alice.
of her age.
I'm negating you having this knowledge.
I mean, we were in Mechaville.
You were in Recaville, but not there.
Where
Anyways, as you flip open to a random page, Alice, to read as best you understand these old words, which were probably significant to the soldier, but you have knowledge of what a Bible is. Living in Shady Sands has given you more access than other. Shady Sands was founded by people of several different religions, holding to several different creeds. And the history of Shady Sands is well taught in the NCR. In schools, it definitely teaches you that there were many people of many different walks, Hindu, Buddhist, Mormon, Muslim, Christian faith. Nothing related to the Chinese or Eastern philosophies. They were not welcome in the vaults at the time, but
Probably not Buddhist.
yeah. But you are generally aware that he could subscribe to one of these old world religions, and you flip open to a page, and you land on a random. You land on a random page. See a word that makes sense to you. It's job. Must be from a page, and it's like job 14.1. A man who is born of a woman is few of days and full of trouble. He comes out like a flower and withers. He flees like a shadow and continues not. But man dies and is laid low. Man breathes his last, and where is he? As water fails from a lake and river wastes away and dries up, so man lies down and does not rise again. Till the heavens are no more, he will not awake or be roused out of his sleep. You all
Hallelujah.
you all kind of just hand each other a small like shot glass that each of you like use. It's like an impromptu like small like a rivet that's been like washed out and like handed to you for like an impromptu kind of like drinking container. Natalie like pours each of you a shot, it's self-sterilizing, and then hands you the glass before she hands it over to someone else. Starting with Alice, going to Elliot, then Broadside quickly takes his shot and he hands the last one to Adelaide.
Alice would put
Yeah.
two caps over his eye. I would probably be superstitious of paying for ferryman or something like that in the afterlife for
It's not
transferring the soul.
so. So the old tradition from NCR is not so much that this is for a ferryman. It's a belief that you actually don't know where it comes from, but the general notion is that like if you leave two caps, that maybe a bot will pick him up and take him somewhere nice. The old ferryman has been tradition has been lost to time, people not knowing that old knowledge, but it is smacks of reminiscent of it. Forge, if he cares to roll, probably not, but like we'll know a little bit of the history, but like, or the scribes would, but generally you just
This will be another science.
intelligence science, yeah.
I'm good. I'm well educated. It seems. I guess I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
I'll hold that complication for later, something random. Next time you do a science check.
Let me see. Oh, I see. For some reason, it rolled private in whispers.
Yeah, I see that.
Weird.
That's weird. But yeah, I'll hold on to the complication for the next time you do a science thing. We'll say you generally get the notion, like, you are off the mark from what she thinks this is about. Alice is placing this in case a random robot picks him up and puts him somewhere nicer. You get the vibe that she's doing like an old world tradition for this old world person.
You can add that complication as GMAP2 if you.
Oh yeah, you're right. I can do that.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, just in case, because I know complications sometimes can be really weird, and they come up, and you're like, I really don't know what to do with this. I have that all the time.
It's with how many complications that we've had so far, at a certain point it's hard to figure out what to do with them.
Yeah.
Well,
Sometimes it's pretty obvious, but sometimes it.
the scribe steps back and he looks at the kind of like quiet, very low emotion scene. He says, "Well, don't everyone cry for the man." And he grabs him. I'm going to turn him into a lootable container. Don't everyone act like a ravenous wildebeest. Grab what is significant off of Marcus if you want. At least let Alice pick. I'm going to take the guns for later. Let me create a loot container.
I'm gonna like flick a bit of the or pour like just a couple of drops towards the ground and then just chuck it. The drink. Pour some out for the homies.
Yeah.
Marcus.
Rest well, sweet prince.
It's different seeing him like that, you know?
Is it? He kind of looked dead when he was alive, just a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But like, you know,
he's
it's
just
for the
not
moment.
glowing.
Now he will become an NPC for people to loot.
That's right.
As all
That-
NPCs
that
will
is the
become.
destiny of us all.
Let us give purpose to his previous belongings.
Wait, so what can't be
Oh
taken?
God. Adelaide just like, let us loot his poor dead body one last time. Give me 1 second. I am currently grabbing the backpack image and porting it over. Yep, there we go. And I'm going
Yeah,
to.
we also probably wouldn't let them keep any weapons on base at the moment, but whenever they leave the base, those will be returned to them.
Yeah, I'm going to drag from Marcus's character all the weapons into this little loot container, which will be held separate. So
So does that count all the ammo as well?
yes, it does.
Yeah. I mean, it will still belong to you. We just can't let you guys be armed on the base.
Understand.
That is not good, OPSEC.
So I'm going to delete all the weapons from his character sheet as I have transferred them now, and feel free to go buck wild on Marcus's loot container, as he is now open to be looted. So
I could take his glowing ability.
Oh well, let me don't do that. Remove. He had 2 caps to his name. Everyone just collectively does the wasteland grab pile that is kind of like morbid to you, Forge. This is the thing that wastelanders do when someone dies, and they just kind of crowd him and grab his collective shit.
Yeah, I'm probably familiar, but as always, disgusted by Wastelander behavior. There's no sense of respect or decorum.
Did he have a Nuka-Cola on him, broadside ass?
The 2 caps they put on his eyes, are those going into the incinerator with him?
Yes.
For the ferryman.
for the ferry bot.
Yeah, it is for the great robot in the sky.
The great robot in the sky. I love that so much. Can we please make there be like a cult that worships like a freaking
a random airbot?
Bot?
Yeah.
the sky. They're like, there's a robot looking over all of us. Oh god, that is fantastic.
Yeah,
I will. As you guys are looting him, I will narratively declare that Scribe Gideon waits for you guys all to go about your business. He grabs the more bare, less armored body of the places his hat with whoever it wants it, and he grabs the more bare, long-haired body of the glowing ghoul with his protective unit and says, "Well, at least you never turned feral." And he kind of just thumps him into the incinerator, slides it up, and you hear the clunk, and he turns the heat on high. All's well that ends well, right?
It didn't end well.
Also, are their HPs going to be restored as they have been hopefully receiving healing?
Yeah.
Okay. I just noticed everybody still looks pretty fucked up, and I was like, are my medics not living up to their
Their
tasks?
HP is going to be back to maximum for everybody. Elliot is no longer at 1 HP. She has made her recovery from nearly fucking being dead to, being full health. As has Broadside and Adelaide. Is Broadside's mic still acting funny? Elliot is our local bastard boy.
I think he's got it working.
Okay. Rat Dastard, you are Broadside, the scout and melee combatant for the NCR Rangers.
Yeah.
Yay. You have a penchant for Nuka-Cola, and the second you get your hand on one, you will be a far happier, angry little soldier.
So I will inform everyone that they are given provisional access to the base with restrictions to the dormitory. However, they will not be going anywhere without an escort, and will not be allowed to carry any weapons or firearms. But they will gain the opportunity to kind of stretch their legs and not be cooped up in the med bay / morgue.
Night, Forge, is it possible to reach someone that your superior can trust on the West Coast for the Brotherhood of Steel to get the details of the of the mission with them working with a NCR with a NCR team sent to Solstice City?
Not authorized to send any communications.
Out of
We
this
are
location,
still
basically.
on operational lockdown.
Yeah.
I have already spoken with my superiors about your situation. We already have people in the field looking to verify the information that you claim regarding West Coast Brotherhood of Steel. If and when we receive that verification, we can readdress this conversation. But until then, you're still suspect persons.
Understand, it just would be easier just to contact someone in that chapter and say, yes, we are these people, and get to the end of the point without needing to go through more process.
The fact that the NCR has such a disregard for communications protocol and the chain of command tells me everything I need to know about your organization.
Is it just me just want to get things directly to the point and waste unnecessary time in communication when it comes to bureaucracy?
Unnecessary time. All of these protocols and protections are what keep me and my men safe. Frankly, I don't consider the safety of my men in this facility to be unnecessary. Thank you.
It just it either way can't do anything about that, and she just go off and try to find some
It is at this point that you
quiet
hear off in
place.
the distance.
A night. Is there a place where I can find a quiet corner somewhere and just enjoy a bright grass and quiet?
There's no chems in this facility.
No, not even for non-Brotherhood members.
This is a military facility. There is no chem consumption within this facility.
Mm,
Also, if they have any chems, they would probably be kept with the weapons.
yes.
FYI.
Yeah.
So they
Initiate
would be
Pez kind of like
temporarily confiscated.
Initiate Pez
Oh,
just kind of
what?
like steps aside. Sir, I'll keep an eye on her. And her I'll make sure they don't get in any trouble.
So just above the table, so we understand, like, while you generally are free to do whatever you want to do in the wasteland, in a base, like, we can't let you have chemicals because one, we don't know how they will make you behave, and two, if you have chems, you could technically inject it into military personnel and
They're gonna
compromise
inject the
security.
weed.
Well, yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, chems in general, not just specifically the, smoking paraphernalia. But so yeah, I mean, in terms of operational security and the fact that you guys are detainees, I mean, if it gets to the point where you guys are considered guests rather than detainees, there may be some provisions. But at the moment, none of the information you've given us has been verified, so we still don't know exactly who you guys are, and you're still technically under military custody until you're told otherwise.
Undercutting or
Okay.
actually accenting his point is the sound as it approaches about 8 o'clock, which is not that these people clock in at a reasonable time, but like almost like clockwork, the Dixie individuals, like you begin to hear like distant artillery sounds, like kind of peppering the box that is your bunker. Like clockwork, these Dixie individuals get up at around 8 and immediately begin to fire on you.
Yep. Welcome to welcome to another day in the Brotherhood bunker. Enjoy the sounds of artillery through the entire day. You are not authorized to leave the base, and I suggest that you do not take it upon yourselves to attempt to. Otherwise, your own forces will blow you into pulp.
All right, everybody. Not everyone linger in the well, except for you. I think Knight Commander wants to speak to you, Adelaide. But everyone else, you feel free to kind of walk around. Initiate Pez guides them as and Natalie will go with them, kind of trying to do obey her commands and like keep an eyes watch on you.
Everyone needs a chaperone.
Natalie kind of watches over Broadside, kind of guiding him. Pez sneaks up to Elliot, and where is Marcus? In the broad. Oh, okay. I just need to zoom out and get a vibe. So what's going to happen now?
So I'm going to approach the vault dweller and say I had some questions about your vault.
It's like all the other ones. It's steel and metal and
I understand that Vault Tech has a unique experiment in each of its vaults, and I was curious about the experimentations of Vault 121.
Wow, straight to the point, aren't you? Take a girl out first.
He will pointedly not respond to that comment.
I don't think you want to know what type of experiments we do.
I emphatically do want to know.
Well, it's gonna take a couple of beers for you to get to know.
Please work with me.
Yeah.
I am working with you.
I've been instructed by my superiors to gather this information by any means necessary. And while I
By
personally
any means
prefer-
necessary to find out the type of experiments that are rumored that we do.
Yes, I would prefer that we have a civil conversation like adults and not have to refer to alternative means of information extraction.
I don't think you're ready if you can't even handle this conversation. I don't think you realize what type of experiments we do.
I don't, which is why I'd like you to tell me about it.
There's a lot of experimenting.
As I will assume that this conversation drags on begrudgingly and kind of unproductively, we're going to cut away to another individual as Initiate Pez follows Elliot to essentially the hallway just outside of the dormitory and medical region. And Pez,
Struggling.
kind of speaking over the general like artillery fire, leans over in a hushed tone, leans over to Elliot and says, "Do you have radgrass?" Like what you're looking at right there is the by the way the rations. Feel free to grab one. We have plenty.
That is insubordination.
We kind of looted them from Mama's Dolce's a couple weeks back, but we got plenty of rations now. So grab one if you want to grab a bite to eat. But you don't have, and he kind of is going to roll a sneak, and he is completely obvious with it. And he says, "You didn't happen to have radgrass, would you?" And it's the most like, "I'm an undercover cop. Do you have radgrass?" approach that Elliot has ever seen. Elliot? Oh no, I cut to the wrong person. She's not.
In the break room, in the break room area north of the infirmary, what is going on in here? I see squires watching probably television of some kind with people on top.
Yeah,
Oh, they shouldn't have access to that area. Those doors should be locked.
yeah. So as I'll say, you guys are outside of the dormitory.
Because that's where we don't have radiation protection for our children, so that
Yeah.
area would be sealed, or should be sealed.
Okay, what is a little radiation is not going to kill the kids.
A little bit of radiation. Yeah.
Good for their bones.
It's good. Can I help you, bruh? And she like takes a look at your down towards your holotag, or what would be holotags for her, but are just regular dog tags. Broadside. Your name is kind of like stitched across your uniform.
No.
I have to. God damn it! And she follows behind. I have to kind of escort you. This is a secure base. You do understand?
I don't need no escort. I'm perfectly scrumple.
Right. Well,
I mean, my head is perfectly scrumpled. Not injured.
as scrumpled as you are, I'm going to say it's in this hallway that Elliot and Pez have this conversation with Alice stopping by. That Pez kind of like asks, "Does Elliot have any kind of radgrass?" And a very, how do I phrase it? Hi, I am not an undercover cop. Do you have radgrass?
Insight.
Make me a charisma speak check. It's difficulty 2.
Just to pass time in the infirmary, Alice is just going to practice mm, unarmed martial arts move just to keep herself busy.
You'll have a broken arm though.
Yeah, you still have a broken arm.
Have I can do it with one arm and legs still.
Adelaide.
Not all
Okay.
martial arts require functioning two functional arms.
Elliot, with your role, you get the. How do I. You have no idea why this guy's asking this, and he's probably just like a narc or something.
Yeah, buddy? You smoke radgrass, buddy?
Well, and he looks around, he walks back to the door and shuts the door behind him of the hallway, and seeing as the door is sealed, he walks a little uncomfortably close. We're not supposed to, but and he looks around, I'm recent. He like, you can see him fiddling with some sort of comm that he doesn't really understand how it works. He's like trying to fix like his comm unit on his uniform. I'm recent, you see, and I'm just inspecting your stuff. I'm making sure. And he winks. He's like trying to give you like a very visible, non audible like communication cue. And he's like, I'm, inspecting your stuff, making sure the base is secure.
Oh boy.
Come here, I'll give you one.
I don't know what you're talking about, civilian. In fact, it would be awful if I disobeyed a direct order from my knight commander. Give me everything you have so I can dispose of it immediately.
Just come a little bit closer.
Right.
Lean in, buddy.
Right. And he leans in.
And I thump him on the face.
God damn it. And I'm going to cut away from this scene. Broadside, you are currently in their, for better or worse, their war room. You see a display unit in front of you. Make me a perception check. You can do intelligence or perception and science.
I'm sorry, perception and
Science, or intelligence and science.
Not really good at either of those.
Your perception's higher than your intelligence, though. So yeah, I would right click and roll with perception if you can. I'm trying to see if there's any other skill, but no, science is the one that would be like general knowledge. Oh, and you managed to hit a crit, which is good enough for you to get the vibe that like this is a something that the eggheads back in the day used to say was a projection map. You weren't really one for like tactical, like moving pieces on a board kind of guy. You were like wanted to do things with your hands. But the old eggheads in the military used to tell you that like plans win wars. And this is a war map, and it scans between different options. I'm going to reveal in your journal to you. She doesn't notice quite away, but immediately you were clocking two maps. There's a world map that it goes to that is not quite detailed, kind of like just an old remnant of the software. It switches to a local map and then a more regional map of the West Virginia area. And I'm going to say what gets revealed to you if you go into your journal and go into the map section. What you immediately see, and I'm going to display to all of you, is a overview map of West Virginia. And it's not until like 10 seconds in that she realizes you are looking at operational information, and she attempts to interrupt you. But you get the vibe that you are currently located here at something called Fort Sterling. God, I don't know what the commander would do. Stop looking at that. That's important info. That's our info.
Don't worry. I didn't scrumple a single dingle ball.
You keep saying...
I mean, I didn't single a bingle, though.
Are you... And she... Do you have a concussion?
Nah, I'm perfectly scrumpdoogle.
Right, so you probably can't remember anything we're saying. All right, so she kind of shrugs. Fuck it. That's a map. You have no idea where you are. Fuck it. The commander's telling you guys you can go anywhere. Yeah, they there's a map, buddy. And she kind of gives you like a real like slaps her thighs and like I'm looking at the dumbass in the room. There's a map of all our cool stuff, but too bad you don't have no idea what you're looking at. And then it rotates to a different map display.
Everyone under my command, so incompetent.
And it displays local regional information, the area that you're at, Fort Sterling, a place called VTU, Mama Dolce's food processing, and an area listed in red as Morgantown Airfield. She comes alongside you and says, all right, buddy, gonna need you to... Gonna need you to come with me. I realize that even if you are too stupid to get what this actually is, Commander would have my head for actually letting you look at it for any longer than, I don't know, half a second.
Also, is he actually...
Scrambledy bobble,
Is he faking it? Because if he's faking it, he'd need to make a roll, I think.
Yeah, I am actually interested. Like, you actually don't have a concussion anymore because that was the first thing he treated. So I'm going to say, you need to make me a charisma speech check, Lyndon. At least a 2.
Let's see. Charisma speech. Oh, that is not good.
Okay, so nobody believes.
So it's not so much Knight Natalie who like has already said this, and I try as a DM to never like walk back what I say, like so you guys have some consistency in the world. It is Scribe Selene who stands up and says, Knight, he's clearly faking it. He's making up random words. He doesn't have a concussion. You're giving away OPSEC info. Get him the fuck out of this room.
Can I try an intimidation on him?
It
You're gonna
would
try to intimidate military personnel in their own base?
it would be a strength it would be a strength speak check, but sure you can try.
Sure.
You need to
Okay.
again try and hit a 2. So
A 2?
yeah.
To intimidate people in their own base? What is happening?
She kind of backs up against the table and it's just Knight, get him out of here. Like he's giving me the creeps.
Grimly hobble.
He's fucking with you, Natalie. Like, get him out of here. Like, that's why you're here. You are the muscle. Come on, do some muscling. And she kind of like prods broadside. Like, come on, just follow me. We're heading to
like
the
at the end of
Rumble.
this, every personnel that I have is gonna probably end up in the brig for incompetence and insubordination.
There's this. I'm pretty sure you can't fuck this room up, soldier. And she just kind of like guides you in towards what you get to be the room wherein you would exit this facility, but also the widest and broadest room in this facility. It is an impromptu potato farm, and I did say potato, not tato. This is the first time you are seeing a plant like this broadside. Typically, you see potatoes out west.
Ubala. Gribbity block.
Okay, you can stop with the baby talk. I know you're fucking with me, soldier.
Don't you say shit to anyone about this.
Excuse me?
Scrimbo.
I need you to make me another intimidation check, but this time for Natalie.
Okay.
It's gonna be a difficulty 3. Like, you can buy some AP or buy some dice if you'd like, with your party AP.
Questions. Are we at full hit points in the bunker?
You are
Are
all
those
at full hit points. Yeah. If I did not give you your full hit points, go ahead and grab them yourself.
Yeah, but I think some people still have injuries. I think.
Yeah, injuries, but no hit point loss.
You don't manage to really intimidate her, and she says, "The fuck did you just say to me, soldier?"
Rimbo.
Right. And this is why I'm the knight, and you're on my base.
We do have a perfectly functioning brig.
Yeah.
With electric floors.
Go ahead, grab a potato, because that's probably all you're going to eat for the next day. And she's going to like basically tap her foot and expect you to follow her. And she's going to try and take you to the brig, which you have not seen before. She's going to guide you to a room you have not seen before, broadside, and attempt to like manhandle you into the brig. I need you to roll me an athletics check. You're going to set the difficulty, and she's going to basically athletic check against you to manhandle you into the brig, and then we'll cut away from this.
That's only if he's resisting, right?
Only if he's resisting. If you're complying, she's just going to guide you to the brig.
Right, but if he resists, then that's a problem.
I'm not going to commit to it, but if I were to go for the athletics, would it be athletics plus strength?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember, you've been given provisional access to the base, not unlimited.
Can I, like, buy a point and re-roll that one?
You can use the luck stat.
Oh, yes, duh.
Yeah.
No, this character has 0 luck.
Yeah, he's,
points.
you should start each session with your ability score worth of luck points. So you should have 5 luck points.
Okay. So
The only caveat is that once you re-roll, you have to accept the new roll.
I accept the new roll.
Oh my god. Please don't make me kill another player character.
It would
Not
be
with
fun.
this
It would be.
character, don't
It would be
worry.
funny for like this isn't his actual character that he's switching to, so it would be funny if you just got one of them killed and like made them like straighten up. Rat Dastard. Like it's funny that you are the guy who like keeps dying. So yeah, Broadside says. You generally get her the vibe that like you're not fucking going where she wants you to, and she's gonna roll against you. With her athletic skill, I'm going to spend an AP point to roll with 3 die. She does not beat you, which as she's pushed back, you're clearly the better CQC combatant. She just takes she steps back, making some distance between you and her against the wall. She pulls out her rifle and just tries to kneecap you.
Oh, whoa! And we are
Seems-
going crazy.
Seems a little uncalled for.
Yeah. All right. Wow.
Didn't even try talking.
I was gonna say, you're coming with me. No, pew pew.
That's gonna give me 3 APs because she lands a hit, and
Oh my god.
Back to the med bay.
The fuck is up with all my Brotherhood personnel?
that's 3 energy piercing. So on your injured leg, which is already injured, it's going to be a second injury.
For fuck's sake. For fuck's sake.
I
Welcome
see you're
to
a good
Ho-
talker. You talk real good. I'm going with you now.
Yeah. You think you're going with me? Look back to the brig, or the infirmary, I guess, since you can't like follow a simple fucking order, Scrumple.
And
And
gets
take a punch. Had to use a gun.
Yeah,
Still
because
beat your
we're
ass.
actually civil. Yeah, and like you guys just kind of like walk past Elliot. Like Elliot gets the sense that like you are a little bit more energy damaged again as she walks you. She lifts up the side that you were limping on as she walks you back into the infirmary.
In front of everyone. So embarrassing. Really.
Yep. Strap him to the bed.
Grimbor.
I don't want to know what. I don't want to know what happened.
He's lost his temporary base liberties. Your liberties have been revoked.
Yeah.
These folk don't know anything about a joke.
No, we don't.
The scribe turns to Natalie and says, "What? I just. All right." And he just gets back to work attempting to repair the man's injured knee. Try not to
He
shoot
failed
anybody else,
comply
Natalie.
with specified orders.
And if you could inform the rest of them, please, that this will be the result if they continue to make things more difficult in this bunker than they have to. Sir, yes, sir. And she steps out. She walks over to Pez. Pez, I'll be watching over this person. Go back to whatever you were dealing. Keep an eye on the purple haired one for me. Or I don't know. Like maybe watch the other ranger or do something. Pez. He says yes, knight. You gonna give me trouble too, Bluey?
I'm sorry. What? Excuse me?
Give
You
her trouble.
You have blue hair.
So that's my name now.
Yeah.
She sighs.
Okay, forehead.
Point taken. I am Knight Lieutenant Natalie, second in command here at the base. I've been serving here for about 4 years. And your name is?
They call me the Cherokee Rose.
I'm not calling you that.
But I'll go.
And like, or make me a charisma speech check, Elliot. I'm actually interested. Like, you need to hit at least a 3. You don't have to try and do this if you don't want to, but
Yeah.
it's funny that all these charisma speech checks and you don't have your charisma speech, boy, but you did it. You did it. And she says, all right. She assumes that you're giving her an actual name. She's
real.
she's heard things along the way. Miss Rose, our Cherokee. I don't know what you go by prefer, but we. You're welcome to the general area of the base. I can't let you into the dormitory, or at least I don't think I'm allowed to let the purple-haired one into the dormitory. You are free to generally go where you please. We have food if you're interested. I can give you a place to eat. Let me double check with my commander, and she picks up a comm and like sends like basically a radio signal to for commander. You said that the purple one's not allowed near any of our the dormitory because our squires. Are the rest of them not allowed?
No one in the dormitory and no one in the reactor room, and anyone who is in the command center is with the most scrutiny. But otherwise, it's fine. Which means you have, I think, access to the farm, the brig, and the medical center and mortuary.
Yeah. She says, so you have your pick. The old brig that you're in. I'm guessing you don't want to do that. You have the farm. You want to check out the farm? It's got potatoes. Yeah. All right, cool. We'll and she kind of just eases up. I think this is going to go a little bit better than the last time. Here, come along.
The last time I took someone to see the potatoes, I had to give them the Belfast special.
Yeah.
Wait, a potato can be used as a weapon. That may be a bad idea.
Sure.
All right.
Only if you shoot it from a cannon. I don't have a potato cannon.
You can have a potato cannon. You make one.
You
What
could
would
use a
happen if
hard.
you put a potato
You
into
could
like
use
a
a.
t-shirt cannon?
You could use a large enough potato as a blunt object, not a very good object.
Yeah, but against people in combat armor with laser rifles, I don't think that that's really much cause for concern. I would be very surprised if a Brotherhood Knight Lieutenant was taken down by a potato. She wouldn't deserve to be a Knight Lieutenant if she could be taken down by a person armed strictly with a potato.
So this is our farm. We have to eat somehow, or at least we did until we grabbed this stuff from Mama Dolce's. We are currently backlogging every potato we have now because of that. Anyways, we got a lot of potatoes. We got running water from the Monongahela.
Kids
Yeah.
normally find it, but they're locked in the dormitory right now because you guys are emitting radiation and you're not safe for children.
Yeah.
I was never safe for children.
I was never.
Neither was this stream.
Oops.
Sick potato farm.
Thanks.
Oh.
It's mostly the scribes who tend to it. Occasionally, I get my hands dirty. I actually grew up on a farm just outside of DC, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I lived maybe a couple miles away from an old place that we are not supposed to talk about that's related to the Brotherhood. But yeah, that's how I ended up in the Brotherhood. They were recruiting. After they got the water purification plant in DC, they're really better than you give them credit for. The Brotherhood's really fixing this place up. We have clean water.
I know pretty much dick all about the Brotherhood.
I'm not surprised. That's usually like if you guys are living somewhere and they're fighting against you, they probably tell us we're pretty horrible people, right?
I mean, they told me nothing about you guys. I just found out they existed, I don't know, 2.5 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
Where are you from?
a little place that the devil is known to frequent called Georgia.
The devil is so frequent.
Well, she nods at that, not sure knowing how to take it. I am not sure about what life is like for you guys away from the Capital Waste. The Capital Waste was a shithole. Let me just give you the short rundown. We got bombed to fucking back, and it took us all of maybe 100 and a couple years to even get a single plant to grow out there. And the Brotherhood came in, and they fixed everything, man. Like they gave us a whole new lease on everything. They have this plant. It's called Aquapura. They make clean water. Like the Brotherhood is helping people. Despite whatever your government might say, the Brotherhood is really helping us.
I don't formally recognize that I have a government. I'm sure there is one. I think I interacted with it very briefly.
Huh, that's not what I expected to hear. You guys are usually so gung-ho. All the ones we find on the battlefield, or at least, are usually so gung-ho for your leaders, kind of weirdly so, actually. At least the ones we hear when they're screaming across the gunshots. By the way, that's your guys kind of shelling us. They do this from like 8 to 5.
Yeah. That seems about their schedule.
You wouldn't.
They keep getting ammunition for the artillery.
Yeah. You wouldn't happen to well, farm, would you? Would you want to get some potatoes?
Yeah, sure.
Like, she just kind of like, all right, cool. And like she well, I mean, that's not much to it. You just kind of like dig it up with your hands. And she just kind of like guides you through generally a process of grabbing some full on, and I'll add, if there's an option, I will give you potato crisps since there's no equivalent potato item, Elliot. But you basically add one potato crisp to you. So she just lets you farm a single potato to eat or do whatever you want with it. So this is something that the Brotherhood introduced me. I've never seen anything besides a potato my whole life, and they showed me that this is what it's supposed to look like, and it tastes a whole lot damn better.
Does it? It
Well,
kind of looks a little like a turd.
Well, I mean, it's the way the thing we got in the wasteland isn't supposed to be what it is according to the scribes. They say it grew from this and something else that I've never seen, like a red juicy fruit called a tomato. Anyways, this is the reason that potatoes are so tough, but like it doesn't have that weird aftertaste like potatoes have. It goes good with like and she brings out like a little sachet that she keeps in her like left pocket. It goes good with like some butter or some hot sauce, and she pulls out like 2 little packets that she has in her left breast pocket.
She just carries hot sauce around in her armor.
Yeah.
You never know.
That's baller.
That's actually the most military accurate thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Is it Tabasco
It's Tabasco, yeah.
or Sriracha?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Tabasco
Like Sriracha.
packets. I know a couple Marines that I lived with for a while that carried fucking Tabasco with them everywhere they went.
Pretty on point, yeah.
Navy does too. Yeah.
The GM also has a bottle of Tabasco sitting right next to his table for any time he eats.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah,
for context,
Checks out.
I lived on an air base in Japan for like 4 years, so I'm pretty familiar with like all this stupid bullshit.
Beast.
So yeah, like I don't know what they told you, but if you don't support your government, like I don't know why you guys are here, but like work with your people. Like try. We've been dug in with them. I don't know if you can.
No, we already did that. We already did that.
What do you mean?
I mean, there is no government right now.
Run that by me again.
There's not a government, at least not of Solstice City at this current moment.
She nods very deeply, very, very interestingly. Care to say anything else about that?
We had an election, and someone else is coming into the office. But as of this moment, the type of government, who's the leader, it's still in the works, if you will. And so were the peace talks. All that was kind of happening at the same time.
Which is why you headed out here, I'm guessing?
Yep. We were the forward party.
That's unfortunate. I don't think the news has spread to your guys. You may want to get that out the second we let you out of here. If we let you out of here, that's up to the commander. But I don't know if listen, I don't know if you've ever seen one of your guys fighting. The guys in the weird wooden armor that like is as tough as metal. I don't know where you guys get that, by the way, but that wooden armor that's painted all orange and shit. They call it Georgia clay red. Well, so they're like. They're like raiders hopped up on Psycho whenever they see us. Generally, they seem normal up until the moment they spot one of us, and then all of them look like a bunch of hornets, like that lose their goddamn minds.
They're probably still eating that food. That's a problem.
You mean like Mama Dolce's, the stuff from the plant nearby? We're all eating it.
You guys are all eating it? Oh my god. You're so cooked.
What's the matter?
Well, I guess you're not actually that cooked. I feel like this is confidential information. I'm gonna shut up now.
Oh. All right.
It was nice potato farming with you. Goodbye.
Okay, and Scribe Selena just looks over her shoulder. You hear a ping on your comm badge or your heads up display. Yeah, it's not like fucking Star Trek, but you hear a ping on your heads up display. It's Forge and Commander. I think I have some very important news to share in the war room.
Okay. Well, seeing as how I don't seem to be getting any information out of Adelaide, I will step away.
Adelaide, you are now alone and generally free to roam, well, everything but the dormitory area.
Under escort.
Yeah, and that's why I hired like 3 architects. Oh, bye.
Also, who is Elliot's escort at the moment?
That will be
Just
popping out of the dormitory, knowing he's probably got to help, is going to be somebody who.
We've also got these guys down here that don't seem to be doing anything.
Oh yeah, those two guys. Yeah,
they're guarding an empty room.
I'll say out kind of comes from the dormitory, like busy and kind of like mouth full of something, and he says, "Oh, I have work to do now," and he just kind of like lowers his spoon and puts it back in his pocket, and like you see a guy who's like in a weird set of getup, kind of orange jumpsuit at Elliot. You get the vibe he's like meant to be doing something, but not quite as busy as he would like to be. He's in a weirder outfit than the rest of the Brotherhood individuals.
Sup?
Sup, I guess I'm your escort now. And I'm going to cut away to Natalie and Forge, who are currently in the war room.
Yep.
Well, Commander, I don't actually. And she kind of like does a harsh draw of air, and she says, which she's like lost of her words, and she finally says, I have a lot of info that I actually just gathered, sir. I think you would commend me. I think I've done a pretty decent job.
Well, let's hear it, Lieutenant. We can talk about accolades after you give me the information.
Okay, so the the Elliot, the girl who.
Hold on, do we notice the vault dweller just like walk in?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, wherever they're going, you generally notice them. But like, well, the one with the pointy ears, sir, has informed me that they do not have a current operating government.
Continue.
I don't know what else to say beyond that, sir. I think she also told me that their food may be contaminated and may be the reason for the Red Clay Guard's weird erratic behavior. We probably actually shouldn't be eating whatever we've gotten from Mama Dolce's.
I didn't know people were eating it. It probably should have been screened by medical personnel before anyone was allowed to eat it.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, sir. Like when we ran the mission for you a couple weeks back, and we raided Mama Dolce's for supplies since the farm was not really keeping us fed. I mean, we looked it over. It's just rations. It's canned goods. It's not the best flavors, but like it's canned meats. Point of order, sir. I think the important part is she says that they're supposed to be some sort of government, new elected government. I think they may actually be here to try and like at least undo, or I have no idea, sir. Like if what she's saying is true, I get the vibe that they're actually not here to cause any more shit for us. Then we may have we actually may be in for good news if they manage to do what they're trying to do.
Maybe. And let's hope that's the case. But unfortunately, a ceasefire and peace negotiations are above our station. So we will continue to treat them with respectful suspicion until the information can be verified. And if they are here to engage in peace talks, I don't have the authorization to call off this conflict, so that would have to be with the Paladin or Elder Maxon, who will be arriving soon. In terms of the food, let's get some of the medical scribes to give it another once-over,
Scribe Dax kind of moved over. I can take over that, sir. I'll grab a can or two. I was actually about to sit down to eat anyways. I guess I'll grab one of the potatoes from the farm and take a look at it.
Yeah. Until further notice, no one is to eat the food until we can screen it for impurities. If it does have contaminations, we cannot allow our men to be compromised.
I'll work with Scribe Gideon we'll see what we can come up with, sir. And he kind of like walks past. Lancer, Lancer Tobias, and he steps past Elliot. All right, and he's just going to open the door and then begin to basically grab the crate that is the rations crate. Adelaide, what are you doing? As I'm going to go to Adelaide. I think you find yourself in the hallway with the scribe who is currently now grabbing the several cans of canned goods, the ration supplies. Adelaide?
You shouldn't eat that.
Yeah, how do you know that?
Because it's like processed. It's like really bad for your health. You should try growing your stuff. Yourself.
We are already in the process of doing that. That is not why I'm grabbing this. Anyways, can I help you, or can you help me? Actually, he's like, this is kind of heavy. Can you grab one side of the crate? I'm moving it to the
Yeah, totally. I can help you out.
Great. And you kind of just like scoot back into the medical supply room, and he begins to speak with the other scribe as they just kind of converse, and you get the vibe that they're
twins.
They're similar looking. It's a token. Just work with me, Adelaide. You get the notion that Dax and Gideon both are talking about the food possibly being contaminated.
Ooh. Are you guys gonna like die?
Oh, I don't know. It's your people's food. Is it supposed to be poison? I mean, I don't think they would be poisoning their own people.
I mean, there was this like crazy guy before, but like, I don't know. Everything I worked on is good.
Crazy
What are
guy.
they doing? They better be fucking farming those fields. Oh, creeps.
Care to run that by me again, Adelaide? Gideon speaks up. But who's the crazy guy?
No. I just like I'm really good at farming, and like I like left some people to take care of my stuff, and I just like really hope they don't let it wilt, because
Well,
it's hard to find good help these days.
unless you're a biochemist, unless the forge actually authorizes you to do anything, me and Dax will be busy looking over the chemical composition of this food.
Oh, can I see?
That is up. Go talk to the commander.
I mean, it can't hurt.
No, it definitely can hurt. If your people are known for contaminating things, you could definitely contaminate it more.
My people? No. I
Yes,
do not associate with those freaks. Okay? I went there and I fixed things, alright? I even saw my brother, like, murdered, okay? So, like...
Great. I have no way to confirm any of this, ma'am. If you want to talk things over, go talk things over with the commander. Me and Dax are going to be taking a look at this package of food.
Oh my god. Like, I'm not even trying to, like, treat you like my therapist. You're so, ugh. Okay, never mind. Like, fuck.
Right, so I think and we may need to be looking at the carbon structure, and like as it fades, you find yourself in the central war room alongside Forge and Natalie as they stifle their conversation, and you are just generally just vibing in the room.
I'm gonna do a little dance. Like a small one. Like a little jig. Just vibing.
It's around this point as things kind of enter into a regular routine, as not much is happening, that a large shell can be heard descending pretty sharply whistling in onto your position, and it hits, shaking the entire base with a relatively loud explosion.
For the time where she's like since she is like a freaking spy, for the time that she's dancing, can she discreetly be trying to memorize the map every time she like swirls near it?
Make me a stealth check.
Okay. Sneak agility.
Yeah.
Alright.
How big of is it possible for us to figure out the size of the shell that hit the area?
More concerning is the sound of the entry room being breached, Marcus, and the klaxon alarms.
No more Marcus, and
Or,
also
yeah,
yes,
Elliot.
I would
I so
certainly
so
call
so so
for a
the
damage report.
so the breach noise going on. I would ask the Brotherhood member next to me if we are being breached. Can I at least temporarily possess
No,
a
if we're being breached, it's by your people.
look? If we're going, they are fine.
The
I mean, at this
red.
moment in time, we don't know that you guys are just like insiders. Like it's your forces are breaching the space. We're not going to give you guys guns.
You see something pop up on the screens as the operational lights in the base turn from a brighter green, dropping down into a red glow, and even the screens of the computers turn into a deeper red tone, and the battle map completely shuts off. You're being breached, Forge, and this isn't the first time that the bunker's been breached, but it's the first time in recent weeks. Let me
Yes,
go ahead and drop
so
some enemy tokens, and I'll move you guys to that room.
yeah, I was gonna say I would have called for security to the door and also damage report.
Yes, sir. It looks like shit. Our water lines were hit, and we're dropping water pressure, and it looks like we still have power. We still have control of the Morgantown grid, but God, they hit the front door, sir.
Well, then send all able-bodied personnel to defend.
I'm gonna go position you right here, Forge, and I'm going to begin to drop some tokens in. I'll move your soldiers in and anybody else who's relevant.
In the brig, what what else is happening? Or the infirmary.
The infirmary locks down, as you note. As they hear the alarm, they immediately look up, look at you, and like Dax goes to the other door and shuts and locks the door. As does Gideon.
And what about Hadrian and the other guy
I will
that are...
I will copy Hadrian and Javius and kind of drop them in. I'll move them kind of like right here. And we're gonna do some battle music.
Uh, uh, Ali and Rat really they left, so just only Wolf, Wolf Prophet,
Yeah, Elliot.
Stairface, and me.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, we're just gonna be doing some combat to close out the episode as a breaching into the base is a couple of red clay guard.
I wrote. They say anything? Oh, okay, yeah. We
and one of their commanders. They are bright red, or not bright red. They are red in the face, kind of like a rushing look, and they have a wild, dilated eye look, like all the militia, the DTA militia do the second they see you. The Red Clay Guard are the recent enforcements, but the ones that are local to Morgantown, but the other guards of different areas, like they operate with different militias sent from different regions of DTA. The Red Clay Guard seem to be some of the fiercest, most frenzied ones every time you run into them. And I'm going to go ahead and send you guys into combat.
Okay.
Adelaide and Elliot have nothing, so I'm just going to grab everybody else.
Well, like was mentioned earlier, they can throw potatoes.
Yeah. I will. You know what? Heck, I'll add everybody, but since Elliot and Rat Dastard are have stepped away, well,
I'm okay with rapping if
Yeah.
you guys.
Actually, probably a good point to end the session. So we have everyone beginning
Yeah,
in the next session with how long combat usually take. It's best to do it with a fresh
And if-
session.
And if any of them want to try to convince their men to stand down,
yeah.
Yeah.
give them the opportunity to do that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the left-hand side. All right. So I'll go ahead and call this for today, guys. And we will go ahead and cut out using our intro and outro music. It was as always, a super pleasure to have you guys. And thanks, viewers.
Super pleasure. Oh, thank you.